Do you love some songs where you can hear that there's an effect on the voice and you're not sure what it is, but those songs are just classics to you? Well, quite often it'll be the talk box. So I've got 5 songs that use the talk box effect that I just think are brilliant. They're classics, and I wonder if you think so too. So let's have a chat about some of the best talk box songs. So there's certain songs where you can hear that effect in the voice, and quite often it's the talk box. So its full name is the talk box effects pedal, and it can date back, I think, to, from what I've researched, around the 1930s onwards. And it's basically a pedal that's got a tube attached. You'll see the tube next to the microphone. Now this is me speaking as a non-musician, so again, any musicians out there can correct me or give me a fuller explanation. But from what I gather, it's a pedal with the tube. It's next to the microphone. You place the tube in your mouth, and then when you sing or talk, you can manipulate the sound to create that effect. So again, from about the 1930s onwards, it's been used, it's been evolved, and the first time I really heard it was in my first song that I've chosen, and it was the live version of Peter Frampton's Show Me the Way. And it was when, obviously at the beginning of the song, you can hear this effect, and I didn't know if it was a guitar or not, but I thought, no, it doesn't sound like, what is that? But again, you're young, you don't know. And it's Peter using the talk box. Then you've got the wonders of YouTube, so you can check out all these songs, and you can actually see, especially in that classic live version, which is one of the songs where I actually prefer the live version to the album version. You can actually see him using the tube and manipulating his voice when he's singing to create that talk box effect. So that is my first song that uses the talk box. It's Peter Frampton's Show Me the Way, classic 1970s song. Tell me what you think. Is that a song that you love and you knew it was the talk box, or is that news to you and you never thought about it but you knew there was an effect? Another 70s song that has clever use of the talk box is from 1976. It's Fox Single Bed, and it got to number 4 in the UK. Now, you'll either know it, and it's possibly more if you're in Europe you'll know it, or it might be completely unfamiliar to you, but Fox were very much ahead of their time. They were very contemporary in 76, and they were doing their own thing. Nusha Fox, the lead singer, she very much dressed how she wanted to dress. She didn't follow trends, she created trends. The same for the music, she did what she wanted to do. She was experimental, but it was very commercial and very catchy. And Single Bed is a song that's been covered by a lot of bands, including, I believe, Bananarama. And what I like about it is, it's very catchy, it's got a very hooky chorus, and they use the talk box in the break. It's one of the band members that use it, and they use it very cleverly. It gets quite funky. It's not quite disco, but it's a very catchy song. So you might hear it and recognise it, or you might think, actually, that's got into my head, I could quite easily listen to that again and again. But Fox, Single Bed, more clever use of that talk box. There's a 1980s song that uses the talk box, and a lot of people won't really think about it. And it's Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer from 1986. And what I found interesting when I was doing my research is that the original version didn't have it on it, and John Bon Jovi wasn't mad about that original version. And when they re-recorded it, Richie Sambora added him at the very beginning, you'll know it if you hear it, using the talk box. And that, in addition to some other changes that they made, elevated the song, and it became what we know, which is this global superstar song that arguably helped to make the band. And it still is popular today. A lot of people will say it's their biggest hit. Real Bon Jovi fans might disagree with that, but Living on a Prayer is definitely up there, and it's got, again, some really iconic use of the talk box. You might not even have considered it up until now. Blackstreet in the 1990s had a song in 97 called Don't Leave Me, and they used the talk box. I saw an old Top of the Pops recently. Over here it's on BBC4 on TV on Friday nights. It's great fun. And what I was impressed with is they were singing live, and they used the talk box at the very beginning, which I knew because I obviously was familiar with the song. That song was huge here. I think it got to number 6 or number 4. Let me have a look, number 6. Here in the UK, and No Diggity was huge too. But what was impressive was when they were singing it live, he sang, he used the talk box, and they did choreography all at the same time. That's impressive because that's not easy to do, and I don't know, not being a singer, I don't even know if I could sing into the mic and use the talk box, never mind then do my choreography too, so very impressive. But there's a song from the 90s when it was a slick R&B that was just so well produced. It seemed as if there was a lot of excellent R&B in the mid to late 90s. So much was well produced. Again, we had it in the UK, but also America just seemed to be leading the way. And we didn't really think about the talk box, but it was used quite subtly, but used very well. So Blackstreet, show us how it's done. My last choice for today is also from 1997, and it's Daft Punk Around the World. I never considered it as having the talk box. I don't know, I just thought it was a robotic voice, but they used it very cleverly to create that effect. So they used the talk box, and through doing my research, apparently in the radio edit, they repeat the phrase around the world 80 times. Don't know if that's true, you can count it and let me know. But what's good about this song is it's obviously to a dance beat. It's very sort of, again, they've blended the disco with the dance, and it's very, I'd say, timeless. You know it's from the 90s if you're a Daft Punk fan, but to me it still stands up today. It hasn't dated, and they use that talk box to prove that it doesn't have to always sound too much like a manipulated voice, in the sense that sometimes you think it's a guitar, sometimes you think they're doing an effect with the voice, other times they're just going for robotics, and I think it works really well. If you love Daft Punk, I'm guessing it'll be one of your favourites, but this is another very clever use of that talk box. So there you have it, 5 songs that I like, hopefully you like them too, that use that talk box effect pedal. Again, not being a musician, I'd love to know if anyone is and they have anything more to add to that. I'm sure there are lots more songs that use it that we can think of. Let me know if you've got any favourites that you know use it. I'm sure there's lots that we just never even considered, or they might be so subtle that it's in the mix and we don't know it. But when you love music and you're into music, I think it can be really good fun to try and work out what they've used, why they've used it, how they've used it, and what it adds to that tune. So let me know rather your thoughts, and I'll see you again soon.